The first time I've ever heard of it, the Exburbs. Not the suburbs, but the Exburbs. It's the focus of this when I'm not podcasting. So, a story from Insider.com reports that forget the suburbs, the Exburbs are the place to be. Green acres. Farm living is the life for me. Okay, never mind. That's a very old reference. Go Google it. Exburbs were the hottest destination for white-collar Americans fleeing cities during the pandemic. The areas are more rural than suburbs and offer cheaper housing and more space for those escaping the city. And the urban migration could end up mirroring the suburban boom of the 1950s. Basically, people want to get out of city centers and chic suburbs. They want to live the country life. They want to get away from everybody. Just get out of civilization altogether. Now, where I live here in Palm Beach County in South Florida, we have an area much like that called the Acreage or Loxahatchee. And there's that kind of idea of where that is here. But there's also some places where you might get a city that's built so far away from civilization, you're so far out west, that can be another thing that happens. Just saying, because we had that over here too. We have two communities over here called Westlake and Arden, which are very much like that, where you have a fire department, you'd have police, you have an ER, which acts as a hospital, and then you have all that right here to work off of, and, supposedly it's supposed to work out, and people are going to go and have their own little city, but it's going to be far away from every other big city. So Westlake, which is the town they're being built, it's a manufactured city from a big developer. It's at least 30 minutes away from the city. 30 minutes at least. Now, in the story, they talk about these areas characterized by more affordable housing and greater distance from cities emerge from the districts du jour for well-to-do Americans during the Great Migration of the pandemic. So some people would go and live and say, instead of Milwaukee and Chicago, they would go to Kenosha County, Wisconsin, which is about 40 to 66 miles away from those said cities. Or Sussex County, New Jersey, which is an exurb 55 miles from New York City. With telecommuting, that allowed employees to move farther from their offices, trading convenience for more space and less costly neighborhoods. Stimulus checks, record low mortgage rates, and bolstered savings from not being able to spend on many in-person services funded the moves. And while exurbs exist well outside of city centers, they're still close enough to commute when necessary. How much? Well, let's talk about it. From the American Communities Project, cited by the Wall Street Journal, median household income in exurbs is about $74,573 in 2019. The median income in the New York metro area was $83,000, and San Francisco $115,000. So these could be the new suburbs. Now, what's being suggested is that what's happening now is a new kind of migration altogether. The moves may not hold everywhere, and the shift reversed somewhat over the last 2 months, but businesses calling employees back to work, different cities are experiencing vastly different moving patterns. New York City did see occupancy rebound slightly in May and June, but a small but notable portion of the exodus during the pandemic likely driven by banks and financial firms requiring employees to return to their offices. In the Bay Area, San Francisco, occupancy change was flat in San Francisco through May and June, while Silicon Valley's population shrank both months. A continued exit from Silicon Valley could be powered by tech giants' looser stance towards telecommuting. So if you get a chance to move away, now the question is, if you are having a family, if you want to live and you're living the single life, I'm trying to figure out which people are the ones that want to just be antisocial and just move away. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but if you're moving yourself to the exurbs, you're so far away, are you going to be near, decent hours for shopping? Like, you're going to have, it's going to be like a one-horse town, like one traffic light in the city, and you're going to be out in the farmlands, and then you're going to have to drive significantly to get groceries, to go to the drugstore, to, if you got to get your car fixed. Like, the conveniences of 24-hour or, all day, all night places, restaurants, places you want to go. If you want to go and go out for the night, you're going to have to go make a drive, or unless you just want to stay at home. That's the idea I guess they're trying to come up with. So I don't know if this is something that people really were interested in or not, but they were really talking about big cities and saying, well, we're just going to get the hell out of here and just go away. I guess you could do that. I don't know if it's something I would want to do, but I can see the benefit. But I think the other thing, too, is that with this exurban flight, I still can't get the word, exurbs and rural areas. Palm Beach and where I live here is very much like that. I mean, we even have communities now that go so far out west. I mean, they're just, for many years, they've had communities that are so far up to the Everglades. And I don't know how some people do it, but the idea that I live in a suburb right now of West Palm Beach, and I know the people that want to go ahead and come into town, I mean, they do have a Publix, they do have a Winn-Dixie. No, actually, they have a Publix, and I forget if they have another. They might have a Winn-Dixie out there, I forget. You do have some restaurants, a couple of fast food places. You do have gas stations out there, but not many. And some of these places, you have to realize, too, is that the building up of these facilities, you're so far away from retail. You're so far away from services. Another city we have up north of us is Port St. Lucie, as very much example, where people are living so far to the rural end of the city, but then you have to at least go 20 to 25 minutes east on a good day when there's no traffic to get over to US 1, which is the major thoroughfare of all the things when it comes to the hospitals, it comes to the grocery stores, it comes to the mall, all different restaurants and all different retail and things like that. Your everyday things that you need to go to. Your main city street. To the point where in the last 30 years of the building up of this city, most of the retail was centralized all the way out to US 1, with a little bit being put on 95 because of a kind of a manufactured city called Tradition being built right on 95, right near Florida's Turnpike. 25, 30 minutes away. And then if you're talking about traffic going back and forth, talk about an hour. To the point where, because of this, they had to build another road to cross over from west to east called the Crosstown Parkway to try to build that. And even that has not solved problems because traffic at Port St. Lucie, yeah, you're living quieter in bigger homes for a better price, but you're living so far away that the drive, I mean, if you like the drive coming back and forth, the traffic that's still going to be there, that's the thing where the suburbs are that disadvantage. Well, you're going to still have that now. And then you're going to be farther away from everything else. Well, maybe some people feel like, well, I can still get Amazon delivered to my house. Okay, you could do that. But, I mean, will it be any less? I mean, you're going to be spending more still getting that. You're not going to get the conveniences of delivery and things like that out there. No ride share, I would imagine, either. These are some of the things that if some people are looking to go and do this, you know, they want to do it because they can go ahead and just, you know, live like almost like a farmer and just get all their stuff they need to for a month. Get a nice big pantry, and they just cook every night. And they don't go out anywhere. They don't do anything. And they just live the life of, you know, out in the country. But that's just what they want to do. I will leave it there. Please make sure to go ahead and follow and share this right here, whether it's on YouTube or on the audio. Let people know about it. Subscribe, of course, through all the different places you can subscribe. And I'll talk to you next time.